the ways people are rude without realizing they're being rude.
I'm scared something I do is on this list.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to cut this one right off the top because I think all of us know this person's being rude, and somebody had mentioned it should be on the list. It should not be on the list. Being on speakerphone in public places.
Yes, 100%.
That is 100% rude, and you know you're being an a-hole. Why are you doing this? Shut that ish down and put your earbud in, or make the call later.
Even if you have the earbud in and you're just talking loud.
Yeah, just shut it down.
Like you think you're that important, like you're making deals, you're doing,
Dude, I've been on an airplane and somebody does that.
Speakerphone, come on.
Or just say, I can't talk to you right now. I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
I hate when my door dasher is like talking loud, walking up to the door on the phone. Like, I don't need my neighbors knowing I just ordered Taco Bell at 10 a.m.
Right. Come on. All right, so that was on the list of things that should be on the list, but it should not be on the list because that person should know they're rude. Here's the 4 things that people are doing things and they don't realize they're being rude. Okay. When you're driving in a parking lot and you have to stop to let a pedestrian walk in front of you, but the pedestrian is taking an extreme diagonal path. And you have to just sit there and wait for them to do the diagonal cross. They don't go straight across. It takes longer to go diagonal to where they're trying to get. So now you can't keep driving because you're going to run them over because they're still in the lane space. Make sense?
I know what you're saying now.
So pedestrians, pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings. And if somebody wants to turn right and you're the pedestrian crossing the crosswalk, do not take your sweet time. Oh, no. Can you just scurry? Can you scurry across the crosswalk? We are in Houston, Texas. It's not a pedestrian-friendly town.
But you're feeling, though, when you're walking to your car and they're like, you feel them following you.
Oh, I always tell them where I am so because I've been there. I've been there.
Oh, I'll cross over to a different aisle and throw them off.
And then go back.
They come out back.
And then someone else
hey, I had them off at the pass. I'm not in this lane. Sorry, keep walking.
Yeah, or you're just going back to your car to get something.
Yeah.
And they're all excited.
Well, I go to the passenger side, so they know their excitement has to be squashed.
I'm like, sorry.
Okay, another thing people do that don't realize they're being rude, but you should know this is rude. I'm going to change it to elevator because in this story is about subways because it's a national story.
Okay.
When you are trying to get onto the elevator before the people inside get out, that is so blanking rude.
Yes.
Like, don't shimmy your way into the elevator. Let the people out and let them get out.
Off first. Yeah.
Or else they're going to get stuck in there.
And those and those
It's just
trains,
rude.
like trams, when you go to like the airports.
Let the people exit.
Yes.
It was so scared.
The people have to exit the tram at the airport before you get your rollerboard up in there.
We know you're in a hurry, but you got to get the people off the train.
I like those
first.
trams when they open one side, you get out, and then they
Oh,
open
and then
And then they open the other.
Those
The
are
Metro
smart.
Rail at the rodeo. People do that all the time. Like,
Yes.
I know you want to get on, but just like wait.
I have to get out first.
They're not going to leave. They're going to...
wait for you. Yeah.
Another thing that is rude that people aren't realizing is rude is hogging the sidewalk. If you are 3 people walking together or hogging the space, you cannot all 3 be in a line talking to each other and not have spatial awareness that somebody coming the opposite direction is not going to fit. It has to go in the grass or the street.
You got to walk in the grass.
You guys need to go 2 by 2 or 2 and 1 or whatever it is. Like I always tell my kids in the grocery store, do not flank the cart that I'm pushing. Do not flank the cart because in the aisle, people can't get past you. Can you get behind me or in front of me or you push the cart and I'll get behind you? You can't flank mama on the cart or else people in the aisle can't get past
you could do an entire segment on grocery store etiquette. People blocking the aisles when it's a family.
That's why Costco, I love their aisles.
They're huge.
Oh, they're
Wide,
huge.
You
large.
get 2 of those big carts, maybe 3.
Well, they need to because they have dollies. So some people shop with the orange dollies and they have to fit those dollies.
People get the water, and they get like a whole...
The
I'm like,
pallets.
where's your little deli that you're supplying?
Are you filling a pool?
That's what
Are
I'm
you
saying.
filling a stock tank?
Are you downstairs and you're charging me for all those Kirkland individual peanut packs?
Oh, yeah. You know, that happens all the time. Hey, I want to backtrack for a second, though, with the sidewalk thing. This happens in my neighborhood all the time. Adults, now I get it with kids, maybe they're learning how to ride a bike, but adults who ride their bicycle on the sidewalk, it's a sidewalk, not a side bike.
You can't
And
have
it's
it both
so
ways.
annoying.
You can't
But the
complain about
opposite
driving.
right is
I've
what
gotten
Eric
clipped,
got
Roula.
nailed for when Eric got nailed for saying, get out of the street, bicycle people, because you're in my way. And then we had to make him ride a bike for 4 hours.
Well, it's different. In the street in a
I
neighborhood.
mean, put
It wasn't a
bike in
sport.
I didn't think it was a sport.
I mean, the street in a
That's
neighborhood is
funny.
different than a street, like, in a not a residential.
we see
like
more
a-
bike lanes.
Yes,
They
you do.
Like I had a guy, every single day when I do my walks, I had my AirPods in. I didn't hear him coming, and he clipped me. He hit me in the arm because he was on the sidewalk. I'm like, dude, this is not for bikes.
Nope. Maybe he knew who you were.
Yeah, he intentionally drove me over.
Is it one of the bounty guys we put on you? We did.
No,
I didn't say
God,
injury. I
I'm
might just
so
take a
glad
photo
that
with him.
is over.
Okay, how about this on the list of things you don't realize is rude? And they say this is going to be one of those debates. Interrupting someone while they are looking at their phone. Don't assume that all phone activity is trivial. Everyone accepts that it's rude to look at your phone in the middle of a conversation, but it can be rude the other way too. So don't assume that the activity they're doing as they're looking at their phone is trivial.
But most people are multitask.
Yeah.
Look at this show, we can do both. We look
But
at
a
a
lot
text
of
screen,
people-
computer screen,
All right, phone
phone,
screen,
each other.
paperwork, talking to each other.
Don't you think
Five
that
things going on at once.
human beings in general, we can't have downtime. We have to be doing something. If you're waiting in line at a store or something, you got to pull your phone out. You got to be doing something
Well, also,
at all times.
you have to be doing something in the sense that you have to be doing something. Like especially me, I feel like there's always a phone call I have to catch up on or something I didn't do today. Like I just feel like I'm constantly on it because I have to be on it.
Yeah, you always get like mom guilt. You always feel like you have to do something with your kids. I'm like,
Just now, I'm trying to do these
my God.
waivers for camp.
my kids, it's okay. They just sit there for the afternoon. They can just read a book or do iPad
Our
stuff.
parents didn't do any of that.
Talking
Not
about
iPads.
texting, like texting and sitting around and texting, and when people are sitting on the workout bench and they're not using it, they're just sitting there texting for a long time, and they've already hogged it for say 15 minutes.
Will you say something to
move
me?
along.
Say, excuse me, are you going to use the equipment or are you just going to text on it?
I have at one point, out of frustration, said, "I'm just going to go ahead and jump on that while you're doing your business right
Good
quick."
for you.
Okay.
And what do they say?
What was his
Oh, no,
reaction?
no, no! I haven't done the set left.
Just one more.
I was taking my
Put
rest.
down the damn phone.
I'll
Taking
answer
my
the
rest.
phone thing. If I have my headphones in, don't talk to me. Don't
Yeah.
try to strike up a conversation.
Sometimes you can't see him though.
Earbuds.
I like wired headphones. I'm not the AirPod kind of guy.
No?
So if we're on a bus or a plane, a train, an automobile, if I have my headphones in, don't try to strike up a conversation with me.
Yeah,
Well, you know, it's
sometimes
funny you mentioned that because I just saw something, of course, on Twitter or Instagram where they had those like radiometers in front of a microwave and it went, "Brrr," and then they did it next to the AirPods and it went, "Brrr."
It can't be good
like
for
it's-
you.
You're microwaving your head, I guess is what they're trying to say.
There's no way that Wi-Fi, that Bluetooth in my ears, there's no way that can be good for me.
Well, we'll figure it out. It's
I know
fine.
we will in a couple.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Generation.
Me,
Class
I'm not
action
really
suit.
worried about it. I'm sure other things will take me out before that. But, if you're a young
Probably not.
kid,
Yeah, I wear I wear the earbud pods on an airplane too, even if I'm not listening to anything. If I don't feel like talking to the person next to me, I put them in there as a device, like
Yeah,
a
you can
decoy.
just have them in. Yeah.
Like, hey,
is it
listen,
me or is
Can't hear
are
you.
your AirPods? They seem to be not as loud when we're flying on the plane. I don't know what it
That's
is.
why I always put my like
Noise
Bose
canceling
ones,
headphones?
The over-ear
Yeah.
ones.
Or
Yeah.
Maybe because
How
the
about the Apple
pressure
ones?
and ambient noise together really kind of muffle the
Because
sound.
I'm trying to listen or watch a show on my iPad, and I've got my AirPods
They
in. and
didn't
I'm like,
work as
wow,
well.
the volume's not that very
I
loud.
thought you bought the nice Bose ones.
No, I bought the
noise cancellation.
Apple, the Pro earbuds.
I'm old school. I don't like that rubber thing sticking in my ear.
I don't like it, and they fall out too much. I like
Yeah.
my wired headphones.
Why?
Yeah, that's not good when you're running or jogging or
You ever
whatever.
see people that had the wired, they cut them just so they look cool?
Oh my
they put 'em
god!
I
in their ear?
would fight you. I'm not a
my
fighter, but I
God.
would fight you.
What was that movie with Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin all those years, Bowfinger, where he wanted to make it look like he had a
Oh,
cell
yeah.
phone?
Yeah, did he?
It's just like 20 years ago, and he didn't have a cell phone, so he took like a cord phone from his house and
Cut the cord.
my
cut the cord. He
God.
just pretended he was talking in the car on his cell phone.
Guys, don't forget that today, every hour until 7 o'clock, it's Wallows Wednesday.
Yeah.
We are giving you a chance in the summer of 2020 more to get a secured spot at our intimate performance and Q&A session with Wallows. The event is happening on the evening of June 28th at the Rustic downtown. So every hour until 7 o'clock, your chance. Be listening for the time to win. The cue to call. The cue to call. Tomorrow is Rose's Thursday. Thorny Thursdays.
Thorny.
Not Tulip Tuesdays. Thorny Thursdays.
Anybody thorny?
Roses happens at 7 o'clock. And,
I think
no,
it was
this
this
is another
Anybody
word.
horny?
There it is.
Thorny. Roses happens at
Anybody
7 o'clock
horny?
on Thursday.
Okay,
Go to
we got it.
KRB.com. Have a great day, Houston. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Bye.